Happy Sunday, all my viewers, all my fans, viewers all over the world, all Ogile TV show, all Ogile TV fans all over the world. God bless you. Happy weekend. How was your Sunday? How was your weekend? I hope everything was okay. Thank God for every life of my followers, every life of my fans. I really appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Anytime you come across my video, you always like it. God will bless every one of you. I was, yeah, bro. Chris is almost here now. Just here now. Let me just bring him in, Yeah, brother Chris. Happy Sunday, my brother.
Thank you so much. Happy New Month.
Same to you. Happy New Month, everybody. All my viewers, all my followers all over the world. Happy New Month. God bless every one of you. You were very quick to come to the show today.
Yes, I just wanted to keep to time. When you say 8:30, I have to try and meet up with that 8:30.
Yeah. First and foremost, just give me about 2 minutes. Let me share the video first. Very, very,
Okay,
very, very.
okay.
Let me share it there. So how was it? I think you guys went to service today. So fair state, it's not fair. Fair state. Please, so sorry for that this thing. Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, I make a mistake here. Thank you for the correction. Thank you for the correction. Oh, it's fair. It's not fair. Fair state. Yeah. Let me try and cancel it. Yes, thank you for the correction. So I'll tell you, my brother, it's fair state, not fair. It's fair. Okay. Can you hear me now, my brother? Thank you for that correction. I just see it now. The time was putting it on written, so yeah, we are going to discuss about whether Nigeria is a fair state. That's the topic. It's a question anybody can call in when I open my phone line. My guest is going to join me. Is Nigeria a fair state? It's just a question for every Nigerian. If the country has failed us, we should know. Come and say your own opinion. For me, Ogile, Nigeria has failed me. It's a fair state. It's a fair country. It's a fair nation in every area of life. So, brother, let me share the video first. No, why am I running? No, I'm not running with my brother. God bless you. Peter said our leaders have failed us. Yeah. So that was my question. So every Nigerians watching me today, say your own opinion, contribute. Whether Nigeria is a fair state, we want to know. We want to know because some Nigerians, it's like they are enjoying it. They are enjoying the suffering. So I've never seen people like that. The calamity that is going on in the country, a lot of Nigerians are enjoying it. They are enjoying it. Now, president want run up and down. Are they talking for here that the people they talk say Nigeria is a sovereignty on its own? America now associate all these people. America have dealt with a great nation. How much more Nigeria that is incompetent? a country where you have leaders that is incompetent. You are talking, you are saying America. Do you know America is the commander? They control the world. We don't argue it. Now they want to kitty kata kata. Well, now they go. Make una wait for them. You think Trump will come and take permission before they do any airstrike? Go and sit down there. People will just be making it. I just look at them. We need their help. We need their support. The federal government have been investing money on insecurity in Nigeria. Nothing to show about it. Nothing. Every budget, they budget billions to fight insecurity. At the end of the day, we don't see the light of the day. People are being slaughtered every day. Our politicians, they are busy canvassing for 2027. They never know whether they will see that day. They never know because of their desperation. So those kind of people, why must you trust them? All Tinubu, what Tinubu know how to do is just 2027 ambition. Be deceiving Nigerians, want to make the country a one-party system. That's what the man know. What will they talk? Now, also when they talk the truth, Nigerians know they like them. For most, we should stop deceiving ourselves. Yeah, thank you very much. You are back, my brother. So, Nigeria has failed woefully. There is nothing to, we should not deceive ourselves. You see, I always tell people, take it or you like it. America control the world. Take it or you like it. Whether Nigeria is a sovereign nation or if America tell you enough is enough, forget it. Forget it. From their military base, they can start a draw to do an airstrike in Nigeria. Nothing. They will not take any permission from you. Who are you? When you are accommodating terrorists, people that don't even value the life of America don't joke with anything already. They don't joke with it. It's only Nigeria you see leaders negotiating with bandits and terrorists. The men came wholeheartedly with a military uniform, with a sophisticated weapon, in a community meeting. You see, America will see that video and say all is well with Nigeria. Tinubu is just joking. If your boy, you have we. The world cannot just leave us alone. We are human beings. We are buying our people every day, doing all sorts of disaster. The government of the day, they don't care. Now I no say I want carry airstrike. Now I no say I don't give them command. All the years when I did them, okay, what I don't do? What have we achieved? What we don't achieve? God will bless President J. Trump. God will give you more strength to come and wipe these people from our planet because they are disasters. So, my brother, I've shared my video. My aim and objective of bringing you here today, God bless you. We are still talking about the affair of our country, Nigeria. You see, I always tell people, if you are giving power, use that power very well. Don't use that power for politics. This our current president, I will not deny it. In 2023, I supported him, I campaigned for him. But the way the man is going, the man does not care about the welfare of Nigeria, about the safety of Nigerian citizens. He's just all what he knows is politics. 2027 agenda. People are being slaughtered by daily basis. You think America is not watching what is happening in Nigeria? I always tell people, my brother, say, the meaning of an embassy, diplomatic relationship, you see those embassies they are having in your country. Anything that happens in that country, the message is being passed to their various countries. You think they are stupid? You think they are fools? When Reno Omokri went to go and bring this American man to come and lie in the media, the man humiliated Reno Omokri. I cannot support this injustice. People are being slaughtered in your country because of the money that the president is going to give to you to come and lie to the world. A lot of mass burial in Just. A lot of mass burial in Benue. My brother, now Trump has said Nigeria is a country of concern. Yes, now he has focused on Nigeria now. What is your take on this matter? Because some Nigerians are criticizing him.
Yes, I think I've listened to your brief explanation. To me, as a person, I think the Americans also have a lot in their hands. Looking at the complexity of level of insecurity in this country, I think America can do little or nothing about it. Because I sent you a video clip over the night about some of these security personnel who said he was once involved with some of I don't know whether it was in security. The man was in security, though he's retired now somehow. He tried to explain a lot of things. Nigeria is a very complex society. I once said it here that the region that is concerned about this insecurity, you wouldn't tell me that they don't know what is going on. You can't tell me that they don't know what is going on. It's like a state. It can be any state. Any commissioner posted to a particular state, he knows the good and the bad of that state. He knows them. So the level of insecurity in Nigeria are constantly maintained. Since 2012, the Nigerian military will say we have neutralized a certain group of militants, insurgency, and the rest of them. And these people keep on regrouping. And the kind of weapon they are using, sometimes you could imagine where are they getting this weapon from. But sometimes within me, I also ask myself, somebody, a country, should be responsible for the supply of some of those materials they are using against Nigeria. These are not locally made. They are not locally made. It could be some of these powerful nations be the ones supplying it. Yes, they are very powerful country. They can also be very funny when it comes to destabilization of a certain region. In the 80s, in the early 90s, even up to the end of 90s, we enjoyed peace in this country. Money wasn't a problem as it is today. To some extent, the level of comfort today is better. When I say financial comfort today, is better than what we used to see some previous years back or some years back. But today, even while the money is there now, people no longer have peace. America, they are very good in making statements. America has so many problems at hand. It's a Ukraine war. In a very tactical manner, they are involved in that war. Look at Taiwan. There's a problem in Taiwan which they are trying to solve between the Chinese and the Taiwan. A whole lot of problems all over the world. Iran, Israel, they are involved. If Nigeria government is waiting for America to come and solve their problem, I think that will take another years to come. The president might just make some statements. He probably think, oh, Nigeria government will start taking action. They won't take any action. The West cannot fix our country for us. To some extent, Nigeria is already a sovereign state. They know how to lie on their bed. You understand? The reason why you hear most of these foreign countries talking about Nigeria, they have a stake here. They are trying to protect their business. That is just all. Take their business away. They are not interested in whatever that happened here. So when they talk about interest, what that means is that they have investment here. They don't want their investment to be tampered with. Whenever there's an emergency in the Niger Delta, they are very concerned. The reason that they have a lot of investment within the Niger Delta region. So they don't want it to disrupt their business and investment. So they are very concerned about that region. Unlike some parts of the state, whenever something is happening around there, they might be nearly willing to act. that statement made by Donald Trump, let's see how he is going to back up that statement. But I just think he just made that statement for his own personal self, or just to kind of please Nigerians who probably are crying. Probably a lot of petitions are moved in. America, we need your help. The Western country, we need your help. The Western country, they have a lot of problems at hand.
No, listen to me. With your explanation today, Chris, I quite disagree with you. You tell me, say, why do you disagree with me? Let me tell you one thing.
Why do you disagree with me?
Yes, in the world today, take it or you like it, about this insurgency you are talking about. If not the president of America, they could have taken over the whole world. You live in Africa. We know what America has done in different countries that we're having, growing all these kind of people. You don't dare allow them to grow. Like in Nigeria now, you are saying Trump just make a statement. If Trump make a statement, Trump don't just come out and talk anyhow. This is an American president. He's #1 citizen in the world. Now, what America is trying to do, like Nigeria now, Nigeria, they can give Nigeria an embargo of arms. No country will give you arms without the permission of America. If they put that embargo on Nigeria, Nigeria will be a dead country. The insecurity will increase. So we as a Nigeria, we need their president. What we don't need, because some weapons that America is using to fight against this insurgency, Nigeria does not have it. You see Boko Haram, they will be going with machines, with thousands of machines in the desert. America will just use a drone. Oh, no, what are you talking about? You don't see Soleimani when he was coming from Iraq to Iraq. Who we must site the sighting from Kabe. And then the drum will grant them, we want to need. Now, what we are saying is that Nigeria is just like a country who is not ready to fight insecurity. The insecurity we are talking about now, they are going with motorbike in the open desert. I've been to the northern region of Nigeria. Northern region of Nigeria is a desert area. A forest is nobody knows. A forest is nobody knows. Now, these people have been there for more than 10, 15 years, destroying the economy of the nation, buying people daily basis. And the federal government is investing money on insecurity. At the end of the day, we don't see the light of the day. You are pumping money on insecurity. Adam, the money you are pumping, the country is not still secure. Every year, there is a budget to fight insecurity. Are we seeing the light of the day? So Trump, you cannot just Trump has uttered a word. When Iran wanted to make noise already, he told them, if 3 days, Iran was like a hellfire. What are you talking about? Who is Nigeria? What? Magere News. Iran was like a hellfire. But today, Iran is not coming to a dialogue. My brother, you know why we don't agree with you in that area? We should not deceive ourselves. We need America. With only airstrike alone, America will use for all this. They will run. They will just run. Nigerian military are not ready to fight. They are just jokers. You are talking about the weapons. Do you know whether the Nigerian armies where they are? Nigeria, they are corrupt to any length. They are corrupt to any length.
You see, I understand where your analysis is going to. You see, yes, America can lift embargo on Nigeria. They did it during the time of Jonathan. The only country that probably sympathized with Nigeria then, I think it was Jordan. No country in the world supplied weapons to Nigeria.
Okay.
And the only time they took a private jet, probably it was loaded with our local currency or maybe foreign currency, they will take it to South Africa. That place was intercepted and to some and a lot of humiliation upon the government of Jordan over that interception of that flight carrying direct money to South Africa. You see, I think somebody once said that even in Aso Rock there's Boko Haram. In government house there's Boko Haram. Somebody must have linked that secret. A meeting was held in the United States of America then over some of this security issue, because some of those regions, they were somehow aiding and abetting the situation Nigeria found themselves, or the northern part of the country found themselves. A lot of Nigeria army have actually lose their life as a result of the insecurity in the Northeast. For recruitment now, nobody want to join the Nigerian army because they know they are going to face a lot of risk in their life. Now, the people who this insurgency or insecurity affect most, if they are conscious enough, if they are fear of God, let them come out and tell Nigerians what is happening within their region. I don't stay in the north, so it will be difficult for me to have influence of what is happening in the north. My people will say a bird fly over the night and a child died the following morning. Who is responsible? This have been there within that region over time. There was a crisis in the Niger Delta, militants in Niger Delta. A time came, it stopped. Today, you no longer hear of, not that they are not there, but the government have been able to kind of suppress them, manage the situation. But on the issue of the North, it's a very complex one. One of the problems they have there, they don't have awareness, they don't have enlightenment. Let me not use that word, they are not educated. It's one of the major problems they have there. It will be very difficult for you to manipulate a certain man, even while maybe during an election and they want to vote, or maybe someone sell out their conscience. Sometimes they collect money from you and still vote their good mind. They will tell this is, but I just want to collect their money. But on the issue of that northern part of the country, you can see the level of, you can see the kind of life they are living. If you count the numbers of heads of states, right from the days of it, I think they have it more over there. If you count the number of senators, they have it more over. If you have the Inspector General report, they have it more over there. But yet, their people are still living in poverty. When you go to the city center across the length and breadth of this country, you can always imagine the tribe you see on the junction, begging for alms, living some kind of life. Even our 50th father never lived. Even in the 17th century, 18th century, even 15th century, people never lived that kind of life. They still live that kind of life there. What kind of society are they? What kind of people are they? You want to tell me they don't watch TV? They are not being educated from their religion and the rest of them, yet they still live that kind of life. You see children of school age now. Let me give you another example. When you come to Mission Road, very close to First Bank there, you go and see children of school age. You see children of school age. You see the old, the elderly. You ask me, somebody owns these people. They are from a state. They have a family. They came from a society. Why are they abandoning them? They don't hear your language. They don't believe in your culture. They don't have your faith. And yet, the government tactically ignore what is happening there. When you go to Ramat Park, the same thing. And let me tell you, the government of Nigeria, they don't have vision. Over the years, we've seen governors across some parts of this country. Probably a property was acquired illegally through fraudulent means and the rest of them. You will see the government will go there and bring down the houses. They will destroy the houses. They will demolish the houses. They don't care. They take pleasure while they are doing it. Now, the question they don't ask themselves, if there is an emergency situation, where do we make use of? Obaseki did it, Oshomole did it, and some other governor, Anambra State governor, and the rest of them, they all did it. They destroy houses. But the government can acquire the house. And in the near future, that has become an asset to the state. But one funny thing about Nigeria, everything in Nigeria is politicized. Okpebolo can decide to say, oh, this property was acquired illegal, I'm going to seize it. This house belongs to the government. When another party comes on board, that party will let the house go or let the property go without considering the reason why the former governor decided to seize that property. Now, when you go to Mission Road now, sometimes you can't even drive through that place. If the government have free houses like that, probably some property that we acquire illegally, the government sees, the government can relocate these children of school age, these elderly people who are not from within Nigeria, who are not even from the south. The government can relocate them to some of these strategic places. Nigeria benefited such goodwill from the European government. Some of our brothers' family who traveled abroad, when they get to Europe, some of them they are refugee. That place we call refugee, some of them were just like a hotel. They were living there comfortably, pending where the government has, okay, you are matured enough to go and start living your life. But our government here, they don't have vision. What they care about is what they can get now. What they can get now. So I don't really know the kind of people leading us, what they have at the back of their mind. Sometimes today is Sunday now. You say in the congregation, somebody will say, let's pray for the governor of the state. Why do you pray for a governor? A man who wished to become a governor of his state ought to have known the problem and the solution of the leadership or the matter of leadership was going to take. Now somebody say, let's organize a prayer for the governor of the state. Let's organize a prayer for the leaders of this country. For what? It shows that we don't have something doing. If you have something doing, you wouldn't have that kind of negative thought in your mind. So it's a society that wanted to be afraid of.
Yeah, Chris, God bless you. My brother, when you talk about, when we are talking about America intervening in Nigeria, with the situation of Nigeria today now, you see, it's now about 3-4 days ago now, we have heard that they are more of the bandits, they have executed a lot of bandits, almost about 50, they are showing some blank video. It's not that Nigerian government is trying to show an interest. Because I know this is suggesting they are using it for a political, it benefits them. Because if it don't benefit them, these things could have been a thing of the past for a very long time. For almost 12 years, we have been facing the problem of insecurity. Let me shock you of one thing. Any country where there is a terrorist, America don't take permission. They can carry out any airstrike. Don't you know the length and breadth of Nigeria? America have an informant that is working for them. That's the meaning of CIA. Don't joke with them, my brother. They know there are people on the ground there. They know what is happening. So just of them now.
Now let me make some contribution. We heard during the days of Goodluck Jonathan, during his government, the time of his presidency in this country, we had some group of students we are taking away, which they call Chibokers. It's only God that can explain the misery surrounding the disappearance of those children. If it was real, now that it was carried out in a community, in a local government, in a state, in a country, today the government is still talking about it. Now, the kind of war, this insurgency they are carrying out, or this kind of mindless people, the kind of action they are carrying out against the people, they live within the people. They live within the people. So it will be difficult for America to come within the market somewhere in Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Borno, and the rest of them to start striking.
You see,
they live within their people.
My brother,
they live within the people.
No, listen, you see these people. They don't live within the people. They live in the desert area. Listen, there is a man that always do negotiation for bandits. It's called Gumi. Anytime Gumi tell Nigerian government that I'm going to talk to the bandits, he will go. You will be seeing it on television. He will go and sit down with them and start negotiating. Let me tell you one thing. Have you not been seeing their riding machine in the open desert when they are holding their guns and everything? My brother, they go in thousands. You think they are not even hiding. There is a man that always do the last negotiation he has failed again. He went to the bandits and say, he always tell the federal government that I will go and negotiate with them. Let's dialogue with them. That man is supposed to be arrested. How can a man who be controlling the country telling the federal government he wants to go ahead the federal government to negotiate with what? Who? People who doesn't value human life. Now, the last conversation he was having with them now, this thing has failed again. Now, it's not the military is attacking them now. The Nigerian military, they are working and they are attacking them. You are talking about the ammunition. America sell ammunition for Nigeria. All those ammunition that is with the Boko Haram, they should ask the Nigerian military. Because these people, most of them, they are doing it for money. Most of the generals in Nigeria, they are billionaires. If you don't know. They are billionaires. They have used this insurgency to make a lot of money, my brother. A lot of, you see, America go against one thing. They don't give you weapons so that the weapons will fall in the hand of terrorists. They don't like it. They don't like it. America can have a dialogue with Nigeria federal government to give them weapons. Why is America afraid of giving Nigeria weapons now? Because already terrorists is on the ground. They don't want to give them the sophisticated weapons so that it will not go and fall in the hands of those criminals. They start using it anyhow. You think America is stupid? They are not stupid. But what I'm saying is that as far as the man has uttered a war, the federal government has even replied, as I'm talking now, they have replied yesterday, that they are even saying America should come and help them. but America should use a diplomatic way. America don't negotiate when it comes to terrorism. They will do it and go peacefully. They don't care, and heaven will not fall. Nigeria has no power to take America to international court. Nigeria has no name. They will do it peacefully and go back. Because, my brother, a time will come, if we don't stop these people, that place we are calling home, it will never be a home again. They have no conscience. Their mind, nothing to write home about. They are heartless human beings. You don't allow those kind of people to grow in the society. When you allow them to grow, my brother, forget it.
You see, what you are explaining now, I understand your pain over this whole situation, over this insecurity that have become a monster in Nigeria.
The network. So, my brother,
contesting for an election.
Yeah. Why?
When they are contesting for an election, nobody ever talk on how he or she will face the problem of insecurity that is bedeviling Nigeria. Nobody. Then our journalists, they don't tackle them with some of these questions, because most of these media houses you are also saying, they are also owned by politicians. They are also owned by politicians. So it becomes very difficult for them to actually press some of this program on air. Now, a man want to become a president with the face of insecurity Nigeria is facing, the challenges of with insecurity Nigeria is facing today. One would have expected that most of their discussion, or most of their talk will be centered on insecurity, how we're going to solve the problem of insecurity. Right from the time of Jonathan, Yar'Adua, beat Yar'Adua down to Jonathan, Muhammadu Buhari till now. It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. But the problem I also have with this insecurity is not only within Nigeria. The whole of the border in some of these West African countries, terrorism is just the middle name of most of these countries.
Nigeria is the worst as at present, I'm telling you.
Yes, the country permitted it. The country permitted it. Yes, the leadership of the country permitted, and the region where this thing is a kind of happening, they also permitted it. When militancy started in Nigeria, we know it has been there over time. But a time came, it stopped, naturally stopped. Yes, the government was putting pressure on them. A lot of bodies were trying to influence the whole thing. And today, life has continued in a normal way in the whole of Niger Delta. But on the
State governor, there was an interview, sorry to say, Zamfara State governor, there was an interview granted. These bandits, he know where they are. He know where they live. He said they are not ghosts, they are human beings. He said, but the directive from Abuja is causing a lot of problems. If they want to attack, they're not instructing the army, don't go, don't attack, don't do anything. Why are you using it for a political? They are using it to play a game. They know the money they are making from it, bro, my brother. Let's be honest.
I once told you, or it's like the program was running out before I could make that, I don't know, but let me recall. Do you know when you talk about, what was that in the name of that allowance, governor, security votes?
Yes.
If your state is peaceful, you receive little or nothing from the federation account. That's security vote. But when your state is noisy and chaotic, there's problem, there's insecurity, you receive more than any other state that is peaceful. I'm telling you. So when the money is coming, they no longer see those things as normal. So they see the abnormal as a normal way of life, the real way of life. So what kind of society are we living? So it's a thing Nigeria is trying to cope with, especially the northern part of the country. But a threat in one state is a threat to the entire country. In the past 20 years, in the past 30 years, we never see the Hausa coming down to the south side, just the way they are living their life like this. When they come, we used to see them, those elderly ones with their wooden boss, with all kind of insect, blade, and some of those things. They just say they live with people peacefully. But today, when you see an Hausa man or a northern man, you are afraid of him. He probably is having an object that could harm someone. You are trying to prevent it. Please don't come close to my house. They are coming down southward. They are coming down south. Now, most of our forests, most of our reserve have been taken over by these same people. And to tell you that the people who are assumed to be leaders, they are the one giving this country a very big problem. There are some places they call a reserve, probably belong to a community. They will say that place is an evil forest, nobody goes to that place. The elders of the community, leaders of the community, they will be the one giving it out to the Hausa people. Even in the front of their shrine, the Hausa man will be doing nonsense there. They no longer see it as something because money has been given to them. So at the end of the day, you see insecurity is gradually creeping down southward. It's gradually creeping down southward. You saw what happened. The Aboki that stabbed one young boy to death.
Yes.
Now, most of these boys that is coming down from the north, they're already traumatized. The government is not aware because the people leading us, they are not educated enough. Even if they do have degree, BSc or whatever, PhD, they've not been practicing. What they are doing is using calculator to calculate the amount of money that is coming. What will be my share from? That is the only book they study. So they've not been able to implement what they learned from the school, or if ever they went to school, or they have seen what is in other parts of the world. If they can replicate the good things in other parts of the world, if they can replicate, they don't. You can imagine somebody fleeing a war zone. That man is no longer a normal human being. No. He was supposed to be under a therapist, somebody to counsel him, somebody to work on his mental thinking. But we don't find things like that in Nigeria. I once asked you, when Nigeria started traveling abroad, sometimes some of them are in the refugee camp and the rest of them, the European man didn't allow them to invade the streets. One, they were reorientated, they were taught the culture, their value, their religion, and the rest of them. They were taught everything. When they feel, oh, these guys, they are stable enough to go live their normal life, before the government can say, okay, you can go and start living your normal life. Because they don't want their society to be polluted. Unlike what you have in Nigeria, a former member of House of Rep, the wife was killed by his megad, Aboki. The husband was coming from one of the European countries, was going to buy a jersey, buy for the wife, buy for the Aboki. They started making call. A time came, the call was nobody was picking the call. Probably he said somebody, go and check. She's not picking call. When they got there, the only thing they met a lifeless body on the floor. That would have been enough for the Benin people or some of these states that these guys are invading. They start sending alarm to the people. Please, oh, don't allow these guys to come. Oh. Please, oh, don't allow these guys to come. Oh. But you don't have it. Everybody seems to be living on their own private life, and it's not doing us well. We've never seen this kind of life before. Before now, while we were growing up, if your father is not at home, he hand over you to the next neighbor. If the mother is not at home, he hand over you to the next neighbor. But today, everybody seems to be living in fear. Everybody's living in fear. When you wake up in the morning in Benin, the first set of, let me say, 30, 50 people you see in the morning, they are Aboki from the north. Some of them don't have house. They sleep on the streets. How can the government permit that? And I expect, you see, what the government just believe that we can fight insecurity with AK-47. They are getting it wrong. They are getting it wrong. When you raid Ramat Park, raid Mission Road, raid some of the strategic districts they are staying, and there is a jingle that nobody allowed them. Go to their mosque, go and preach to them. They need for them to live like human beings. I think some of them will start sending message back home that don't come home, this state don't accept this kind of a thing. A time came, they did it in one of the northern states. They were now mopping of this, they were mopping their streets. They don't want to see beggars on their street. And what they did was to start bringing them down south. Our governors, they don't care. What they are after is money. When you do anything here, you see the Hausa man, the northern man, when it comes to destruction of lives and property, they are very united. Extremely united. They want to destroy. But the southern man, they want to live individualistic life, private life. I'm not interested. I'm not care. So when you see people like that, situation like that, it calls for a sober reflection. Nigeria is in pain. The country is confused under this administration. And people who pretend to be leaders of this country, they don't understand the dynamics of the global politics today. They don't understand. They don't understand. How many of them read? How many of them actually went to school? You saw a minister the other day was fired as a result of manipulation of his certificate and the rest of them. Yes. If a man in such an exotic office can fabricate a result and tender it before the Senate and he was trained to become a minister. So when a man gain or a child gain admission to the university and probably is deficient in one of the subjects and the school is telling him, we are going to expel you from the school because your credentials are not correct. I think that man should also take them to the court. That child should also take them to the court. If a governor, a minister, a president can falsify result to become a minister, or a governor, a president, yes, so be it. It's gradually becoming a norm. So why should the student become a scapegoat? The answer is no. We shouldn't accept it. We shouldn't. So that is the country we find ourselves. A society that doesn't care about the future of children to come. What are they so desperate about? It's just money. They just want money, money, money. When you engage an average public officer in Nigeria, when you engage him for 1 hour, my brother, he will have nothing to say. And if ever he's going to say something, what he's saying does not conform with the present reality Nigerians are facing. We used to know that some of our people who traveled abroad, they went through this northern part of the state peacefully. Nobody tempered with them. Nobody, when they see them, they rejoice with them. They just drive past and they find their way in you. But today, even you are traveling from here to Abuja, your family will have to go for online prayer so that you will get there safely. A country that have police, have army, navy, name all the armed forces, yet people cannot stay with their 2 eyes closed. It's an unfortunate situation, though. Very unfortunate. It's less Nigeria expected.
Thank you very much for that illustration. My brother, let's go to the area of a failed nation. Is Nigeria a failed nation? I want you to just quickly to touch that area. That was my topic today.
You don't, with the level of insurgency that have been in this country for the past 15, 12 years now, one will actually believe that Nigeria is already a failed state. Insecurity, unemployment, inflation, name all kind of these useless things. They all happen in Nigeria. They domicile within Nigeria. So Nigerians, they are struggling with it. They are trying to survive with it. So it's only God. You know, we go to church here. Today is Sunday now. The church is filled to capacity. You understand? So it's nobody's business. So the only thing we see, we just believe that with time, some of these things will become a thing of the past. And when you see successive people who want to become a governor, want to become a senator, want to become whatever, they are so interested. It's not for the protection of lives and property. Rather, how much am I going to make? How much am I going to make? It's always the question they have at the back of their mind. Probably they are privileged to hold a public office for a period of 4 years. You see them flying away and running away from the country. Say, let them go perish. That is the kind of life they are living. So when you say Nigeria is a failed state, you are not missing words. I think it's the right word for the situation we are facing presently. Nigeria is a failed state under this administration.
Thank you very much. Please, thumbs up the video, like and share. Like the video, make another like, and make another share and beg, make another thumbs up the video. My brother, there is something that happened in Owerri about 3 days ago when a young man was being by, I will use that word because of YouTube. They don't like killing. By. So I saw those videos after the youth now become angry, they start destroying all those Hausa properties and all those things. I want to ask you, are as an adult, me, I know the Northerners, they are Nigerians. They have the same right to live in Edo State as a Nigerian. But the way where we Edo people accommodate people, look at, even when you get to Ogege Junction, the entrance of the communities is occupied by the Hausa people. Is it because of desperation of money that make Edo people to behave like this now?
You see,
every shop in that area is owned by Hausa people. I was just seeing it. I said, this area is like a Hausa quarter.
Do you know why our people, they are very desperate? You are talking about shops now. When you go to Lagos streets, Akpakpava, and some strategic places in Benin, the original owner of those property, they've since sold those property. Even if it's a mother, you're just looking at them. The man that owns that house is not even from Edo State. They are selling their father's grave, selling their mother's grave, selling their family grave in the name of money. And the elders, the owner, the leaders of this thing have not been able to come up and say, no, this kind of a thing is not tolerated here. The government doesn't interfere. When CDA came up, government didn't give their guidelines. Government didn't regulate that body. if there's anything we need to question and if our people need to fight against, also the CDA, all the people who have been made CDA chairman and the rest of them, it created a lot of problems for this state. A whole lot of problems. Now, when people build houses, probably they want to secure their land, the first they do, they just build shops. And anybody that comes around, they don't even care to ask them, what are you going to do in that shop? Abuki, somebody don't collect my shop now. They give them. You see them forming a kind of a union, forming a community within the state. And when you see where this Aboki, where they stay, let me say almost about 30, 20 of them, you from this part, you can't stay in their midst. You can't stay in their midst. You understand? So I think our people have a lot of questions to ask themselves. They have a lot of questions. You understand? Our people are so desperate, money conscious people. With the character these guys are possessing, yes, we always talk about Nigeria. Nigeria, we are one state. Yes, fine, we are one state. But with the level to which things are happening now, I think the government ought to draw a plan. We are not telling people not to come to our place. A northern man who is a medical doctor, you can come down, do your practice, go back home. An Hausa man who is a lawyer, do your job, go back home. An Hausa man who is an engineer, do your job, go back home. Not these children who probably do not have anything for a living, no skill, no education, nothing. They are just coming down to constitutions here. And there is no guideline. The government is not regulating them. And they are creating a lot of problems. A lady was telling me that an Hausa boy, you know, this advocate that pushed me by within the marketplace now. A woman just said, you not clear road for me. The advocate just insult the woman. Before you know it, it result to a very heavy fight too. You see advocate slapping a woman in Benin. Advocate slapping a woman in Benin. The government have not been able to regulate some of these things. You understand? Because where they are coming from, these are children that we are not properly taken care of. They were not taken care of. They were just giving birth and they were thrown on the streets. They grew up in the streets. They were not properly nurtured. They live a life of anyhow. So it's nobody's business. You can imagine a child who is of school age now. Is always on the pavement 24 hours of the day. All is he doing is begging for arms. Begging for arms. So you want to call people like that, children who can become leaders of tomorrow? The answer is no. The answer is no. So it's an unfortunate situation. People leading us, they are like a foreigners. They are like they don't know what the situation the people are facing, the challenges an average Edo man is facing. When you ask the governor, why are you accommodating these people? He will tell you we are one Nigeria. The reason why they don't speak, they are afraid. Oh, they might kind of when I'm contesting, or probably I'm appointed as a minister. If I make any statement now, when I go to the Senate, maybe somebody from that region will say they are not accommodative. You will not be screened. This is the statement you made some time ago. But let's face the reality. Why they were taking the oath of office, the first thing they said was they were going to protect life and property. But the moment they assume office, it's always the reverse of the situation. So I don't really know what they have at the back of their mind. God forbid, we were traveling down Benin Asaba Road. We saw a car unknown. They were just by the side of the road. And this cow ran into our vehicle. And I won't lie you. I didn't tell my family. 3 cows went down. 3 cows went down. A police checkpoint was just about 3 minutes to walk away from there. The police didn't come there. It was the constable that just came out, tried to call the owner. The owner came, you know, tried to have a talk with the driver. Some person sustained injury on that very day. But these are things that was not part of our culture. These are things that is not part of us. You understand? So I don't really know the country we are living. Nigeria as a country, I don't really know. I don't know.
You see, what you just explained now, these are the areas. And yes, there's another question again. There is a tanker trailer that had been exploded yesterday in the same Ogege junction because of that federal road. At least I always hear people are saying Edo is shining, Edo is shining. That federal road has been a problem. So I don't really know what Tinubu is going to use to campaign in 2027. Why people, especially people from Edo South, is saying Tinubu re-election is not negotiable. As a right-thinking Nigerians with the level of useless infrastructure in Nigeria, you will go and give that man your vote? I don't really understand. A tanker fall and explode yesterday. People were running from their dear life because of bad road. Federal highway.
Yes,
And this president came and he said he wants to construct Lagos Calabar, whereas the old federal road we have,
yes,
they have not been maintained.
That information came to me around 9 o'clock yesterday night. A friend of mine just called me that, please, if you have anybody in Oriri, there is fire burning, the whole place is beat. I think a battery truck fell down there. Now you see, when you hear a man saying, come 2027, Tinubu is the only man, check him very well. Psychologically, he's not normal. Then financially, he's not stable. Now with the havoc APC-led government have wreaked on Nigerians, when you see a man saying APC government, just have it in mind that something is wrong with the man. I don't have anything against any of this political party. What matter most? You see, an average Nigerian is not bothered who is the president, but they are so concerned about getting their 3 square meal in a day. If the government is doing well, and even if he came from the opposition or came from the normal political party, it's nobody's business. But the problem is that they've not been able to face the problem. I know when Tinubu came to Edo State for his campaign, Tinubu he couldn't utter a word that somebody can hold on to. The only statement he made is that, oh, when I become I will fight Yahoo boys. Yes, Yahoo boys, they are not people any right-thinking person should encourage. But I think they are not the problem of the state for now. They are not the problem of the state. The problem of the state is the government. The government have not been able to provide solution to the problem they met on ground and the problem that is ravaging the entire country and their individual states. You can imagine somebody want to become a governor. It's only in this part of the world that anybody can just wake up and become a governor. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine somebody who probably was once a road maker can just wake up and say, I want to become a governor? What do you know about leading people? What do you know? We are in for it today, and collectively we're going to pay for it. Because we saw it during the campaign. A man who is going to deliver, when you see him, you should be able to know that this man can deliver. A man that is going to fail, the Englishman will say failure starts from beginning. You will know from the beginning that this one is going to fail. He's going to fail. A man who cannot explain elementary economics, a man that cannot explain elementary politics. You wanted to become a governor, the only thing we will take over the state. We will give 12.3 million votes to the president. That is nonsense. Election is come and pass. What we need to be talking about, how to fix the poor infrastructure, how to provide and care for the security needs of the people. But the government don't discuss that. What you see, do they have policy? Look at this political party that have been on ground over time now. Ask them, what is your manifesto? They don't have manifesto. How can you be leading people? It's like you are taking somebody, a flight is taking off somewhere, Heathrow Airport. You are coming, you don't have a bearing, you don't have a compass. How do you get to your destination? That is the situation of our governors, our leaders who are leading us today. Can the president of this country today stand either within the community town hall or anywhere and engage the youth for at least 1 hour? They can't. And if ever he's talking, he will not tell you the reality that is on ground. He won't, because they don't have something in their head. What they are just after is the money they can take, the estate they can build, the property they can acquire. We've not been able to get a man who can face the problem of this country. If we do our personal comparative analysis, the early days of PDP or Obasanjo, even if we say Obasanjo wasn't a perfect man, and what we are seeing today, my brother, there's a very huge difference. I can remember my wife during the days of Yar'Adua, Jonathan. My wife will take 7,000 at the end of the month. She will buy half bag of rice. She will make sure most of those things that they are home. Till the next 1 month, she will go to the market. She will go to the market. But today, can that money buy cellophane? The answer is no. Nigerians are complaining. Nigerians are just struggling to survive. When you see children going to school, we went somewhere, I don't want to mention that community. I saw a pregnant woman. It was during the burning of farm. I saw a pregnant woman. That woman was holding a baby, was carrying a baby at the back. You know these branches of firewood. The branch of oil was on her head. It would be wrong if I snap that woman. I won't do it. But when I saw that woman, the baby going along with that woman was just trekking with just her bare foot. I say, make una see you. This woman, whichever way, direct or also pay tax. You can see the kind of life they are living. Can you see? She had a baby, she's pregnant, she was on the firewood on her head. Another baby was going with her. She was just coming from the farm. Would you say a woman like that is part of this country? Is there any way the government of this country affects the life of that woman positively? Does the politicians see people like that? If they do see people like that, how do they think to take them out of their situation? Yes, I'm aware even the most developed economies of the world, they don't share money on the streets. But when you make certain things...
No, not that they share money on the street. There is a provision for everybody. That's the president of government.
Yes.
There is a provision for everybody.
If the government can make certain things easy for the people, like when you live somewhere like Europe now, Europe is a welfare state. They try to make certain things available for their citizens. They enjoy. Unlike some other parts of the world, yes, they might have the money, but the kind of comfort you have in Europe is not in some other part of the countries of the world. They are not there. Europe is a welfare state. They care for their citizens. Yes, they also practice capitalism, fine, but a mixture of capitalism and welfareism put together. That is the kind of service the European government render for their citizens. Unlike what you have in Nigeria, the rich are getting richer by the day, while the poor are getting poorer by the day. Government don't care. It is nobody's business. What they are after, how much can I take home? They don't care what affects the people. When it's going to rain, NEPA will seize the light, or BDC will seize the light. When there is wind blowing, they will seize the light. It's got a whole lot of issue. When you go to the hospital, in the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, you can't see a doctor. And even if you are in an emergency, you can't see a doctor. We are short of doctors. We are short of professional people. They are running away to other safer society where their life can be protected, where they can show, yes, in the next 70 years, even if I'm no longer strong to do this job, the government can care for me. But you don't have things like that in this part of the world. What the government is after, what do we start to get from these children? What do we start to get from these people? It's an unfortunate situation. The country we find ourselves. They see, even before you don't become a governor, for you to become a governor, you are not a poor man. For you to say, I want to become a governor, you are not a poor man. One would have expected that with just a little acquisition, you just say, okay, let me also touch the life of people. Even your...
Yeah, thank you. Network is breaking. So, but I understand your feelings.
Everywhere in the country, former government, the air salary with a lot of allowances. So when you see a country like this, you fear a country like Nigeria. It's painful when you begin to see certain things ordinarily that do not exist in other part of the world. Well, we wouldn't blame them, but I just believe that some of these things we are seeing today, a time will come, it will also be a thing of the past. The Europeans were once in Nigeria, they came as a colony, they're no longer here. Former dictator, the Massimo leader, General Sani Abacha, was once a president of this country. He's no longer there. IBB was once here. He's quietly in his home, he's enjoying the kind of life he wants to enjoy today. And just to mention a few, so they should have it at the back of their mind that they cannot continue in power forever. But even while they cannot continue in power forever, they should make this society a better place so that when they are old, they can have a place to keep their head. That is it.
But I don't think they care about that. I don't think, because if they care about that, they could have at least do the needful for the people. When you are bringing infrastructure to the state, all of us is going to benefit from it, even the government. Is he not part of the state? Is he not part of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you look at you look at people leading us, like before Obaseki left, yes, he wasn't a perfect man. There are some platforms he tried to put in place, some of them. It was like, let's upgrade from analog to digital. He was trying to do things like that. But the people didn't key into some of his political ideology. You understand? People didn't key, some of our people didn't key into it. He had a problem and he left. Another man probably they prefer will deliver the dividend of democracy. It's right there in Osadebe. He's doing what he knows best. I think the people should be rejoicing over their decision now. And unfortunate side of it, those who will always impose people, leaders on the states, they are not always here. Some of them they fly on a private jet to Abuja. They have the resources. So whether the poor man is dying or is not dying, is none of their business. But no man on the last day will be buried with this money. No man will be buried with a house. It's normal. There is a system. There is a system that will work for it. So everybody will pay. There is a law of nature. You see, when the issue of evolution came up the other, I said yes. I personally will not sympathize with him. A man of 91 years old, you are still strong. You want to go to the United States of America. That's to tell you the mentality of an average black man. He is a professor, a learned professor. He's still battling with American visa. America is telling him, "Oh, that's the height of humiliation. Your visa have been revoked for a certain reason based on to the American government," which they said they will never address the media over that situation. They know better. They've done a lot of survey. They've done a lot of groundwork to have come to that conclusion that yes, your visa will be withdrawn. And you see him protesting, a man of 91 years. What are you going to do abroad? If we have fixed a country of our own here, I don't see any reason why a man at that age you still want to fly over 9 hours trip to another country to go and take a medical treatment. It's an unfortunate situation. That is the level to which they have pushed this country into. They don't appreciate their own. Where Buhari was sick, Nigeria budget was transferred to UK. They don't care. Then we have qualified doctor, we have competent doctor, but provide the facility. It's only in this country, in this state, it's our state. A governor built an auditorium, a very large estate. There was no medical pin inside, but it was assumed to be an hospital. It was commissioned even by a very high profile personnel, the kind of country we find ourselves. That's the kind of country we find ourselves. It was commissioned by a top functionaries of the government. You understand? But what are we doing? We are not doing we are not doing the best to our people. We're not giving them the best. Can you imagine that if a man can just build a hall and say this place is a medical facility, you can access your healthcare facility or whatever here. At the end of the day, there's no single pin, there's no injection, there's no paracetamol, there's not even bed. You understand? So they will play politics with lives here. We don't value the life of people. All we care about, how much can we make? What do we care for? What can we do for our children yet unborn? Sometimes a man is in the office. Well, I must thank Lucky Benedion and Oyigu, probably the former Osubo as well. He was once a governor here. They are the only one who has never projected their children to become a politician as well. You can see Oshomole now, while he was stepping aside as a governor, still in politics, this also came in. Even want this to become a governor. So when you begin to see society like that, you fear that society.
Thank you very much. And yes, callers who want to call in, and my phone line is open. If you can call in and contribute your own quota. Whether Nigeria is a failed state, just call in and contribute. The phone line is still open now. So, my brother, there is one thing I want to say about this issue of Nigeria, my brother. Now, 2027 is coming now. It's like Nigeria government, Nigeria politics, it's like there is no opposition in Nigeria anymore. It's like there is no opposition party in Nigeria now, as we talk today now. It's only APC, the ruling party, they are still the ruling party, they are still the opposition. Because you don't see any other party challenging the government. Democracy is for opposition to challenge every government that is not doing well.
Yes. Now, what you are saying now, APC, PDP, Labour, and the rest of them, they are all the same. The difference is just the name. Some of them were once a member of the Labour Party, or once a member of PDP, once a member of the ACD, and the rest of them. Now there's a ruling party. Nigeria is still a kind of a country, probably you don't talk too much. When you talk and the government identify you, or the authority identify you, you will pay for it. And sometimes, somehow, those who are in the opposition today, they were once in the ruling party, and probably they have issues with their office while they were there. And when they make too much noise, they will tell them, "Are you aware you be a chairman of certain organization like this? We are going to probe you." Now, election year is coming now. A lot of name is being filed out on a daily basis. We are going to charge them to the court. We are going to do this. Not that they are actually charging them. They wanted to come back to their party. When they come back to their party, their sins will be forgiven immediately. So the opposition party, the reason why you are seeing things like that, one, life is meaningless as far as Nigeria is concerned. Life is meaningless. When the government of the day want to destroy, that action, you will not, nowhere, you will find it. You will find it. I don't know how to really explain it. Let me not explain it, but let me just use it in this way. You understand? When the government of the day key, they will tell you we are on top of the situation. That on top of it will never see the light of the day. So people are afraid of their life. People are afraid of their life. The system that is on ground today is more tyrannical than even that of the military. Like a military junta. In the days of General Sani Abacha, even as ruthless as he was then, IBB and the rest of them, they still permit some opposition even within. Ganifawa Emime, so rest in peace. Even while there was no political party then you see him, he constantly speak for the people. He constantly talks about the people, the essence of bringing democracy back as the best form of government. You understand? He was never killed, but unlike the so-called civilized democracy we seems to be practicing today, it's becoming something else. It's becoming something else. So I don't really know what Nigeria, what they are up to. The reason why they don't care about the feelings of the people, when you see people build their houses today, the fence is over 10 feet tall, sometimes 12 feet tall. So what is happening to their neighbor is not even their problem. So they are solely concerned about their protection. They have a security attached to their house. When they are leaving the country, they can even fly from their room and fly outside the country. So wherever there is affected, when they discover that there is an emergency somewhere, there's protest somewhere, the next available flight will take them out of the country. Even if they cannot fly out to Europe, they go to any of the African countries which they feel they are a bit safe. They have countries, they have houses in some of these African countries. When there's an emergency here, they just see you see that they run away, they go and hide somewhere. So that is the country we find ourselves. A lot of capital flying away from the country every day. A lot of capital flight every day. They don't bring anything home. They're always taking away from home. They're always taking away from home. That is the kind of people we have who call themselves leaders of tomorrow or leaders of today. So it's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, before we wrap it up today, my brother, that the fuel tanker that exploded yesterday, have you heard anything about it? Because it's on the federal highway. I think the road is being blocked.
Yes. Sometimes whenever there is a situation like that, people just go use their fuel or diesel or whatever. I think the level of enlightenment in Edo State, an average Edo man, they are very educated, they are very sound people. They are aware. I think the last one that happened somewhere around Niger State. A lot of life was lost and the rest of them. And probably some person must have learned from this situation like that, so they wouldn't want to go close to it. You understand? So I probably sure that no life was lost, and if ever it happened in the night. But I so appreciate that probably property were affected, but individual life we experience because when situation like that come up, people quickly run away from that business because it could explode and it could create some tension ordinary people wouldn't expect. So I think the people here they have a better information. Or like some other places where things like that happen, people bring out their plate, bring out their start scoping the fuel along the line to ignite fire and destroy the whole of them.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. Happy weekend, my brother. I think we really enjoy your explanation today. God bless you for
thank you so much.
Us. At least we are more than 1 hour on the broadcast today. So because I know say data they dear for Nigeria, my brother. I will allow you to save your data again.
What we are doing, the data isn't the issue, but what we are campaigning for is good governance. And you guys in diaspora, you guys in social media platform, we should keep on encouraging our people. We know the role they play in one of the elections that was conducted in this state. Though in diaspora, encourage their loved ones to vote for a particular party like this. They send in money, they encourage their loved ones, and at the end of the day, that government got an uppermost hand over the wickedness of the other opposition party. But I just believe that one day somebody will get it right. And above all, we must encourage our youth to go get ski. Yes, education is good. Go get ski. When you have ski, you will go beg for food. If you don't have ski, you have problem as far as Nigeria economy is concerned. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We call it a day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
So, brothers and sisters, Followers, happy weekend once again. I'm really happy to see you guys. I believe I'm going to call it a day and see you guys for the next broadcast tomorrow. Bye for now.